We do not have any speakers.
Okay. Closing open forum, going into announcements. Councilmember Fix Sanders.
Thank you. I am freezing up here as usual. Oh my God. Where's your heater?
I was cold enough I crossed my arms.
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, Chair, and thank you all for this opportunity. And I wanted to address something that impacted me personally. So know that I am speaking for Councilmember Deborah Fix Sanders, who has worked on city council, who has prided herself on doing the right thing by our constituents, who understands that people have their own right to speak their truth. But I want to share something when it comes down to my truth. So I received several texts this weekend regarding a post, and I'm going to read it as it states verbatim. Next year, historic Lincoln Cemetery will celebrate its 100th anniversary. Unfortunately, the future of the cemetery remains unknown. At tonight's City Council meeting, I introduced a new business item for the St. Pete Council and Gulfport City Council to host a joint meeting between both elected bodies to discuss the future of this historic African-American cemetery. Unfortunately, none of my fellow council members thought this agenda item was worth supporting. It died on the dais, spelled D-A-I-S, and it's a sad day for Black history in St. Pete. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this to my colleagues on behalf of Deborah Fix Sanders is because we can post, we can say whatever it is we want to say on our social media. We've done that. I'm okay with that. But that word, none of my fellow council members includes me. So I'm only speaking for myself. The amount of time that I have spent on working on Lincoln Cemetery, that isn't even an issue. That's not even an issue. But to say it is a sad day for Black history in St. Pete is an overstatement. Let me state for the record, I'm the first Black and the first female for District 5. I am history. The fact that I was a part of the first council member that had the majority of women on council, I am history. So to have an intentional post on social media put out there that was intentionally incorrect, I had to address that. And you can say whatever you want to say. I'm not looking for an amen corner, but as far as I'm concerned, as hard as I've worked in my community, as hard and as proud as I am of the Black history of the city of St. Petersburg, to intentionally be included into a lie will not work for me, and I'm going to call it out each and every time. So for us to use, and you know, and as a resident, constituent, you say whatever you want to, but once you take another level in regards to being an elected official, one person called and said, well, why would he lie? I thought that you're supposed to tell the truth. Well, you are. But what we're not going to do is include Deborah Fix Sanders in something that intentionally did not happen this way. If we're going to tell it, we're going to tell the truth, and we're going to tell it the way it happened. And so the one person said, but I went and I watched the meeting. I didn't get this from that. So that's why I'm bringing it up. That's why I'm going to clearly state for the record, and for those that shared this with me, thank you. But I need to make sure that Deborah Fix Sanders, who was included in an intentional, I'm for the people, I'm not for the posturing. That's not why I am here. But this touched me in a way that I needed to address it. And I'm going to leave that there. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councilmember Givens.
Thank you very much. Well, since we're discussing Lincoln Cemetery, I had a very productive meeting with Mayor Love and also spoke with Pastor Williams, and I'm happy to report things are moving in the right direction there. He'll actually be speaking with the mayor and their council very soon. So politics, although it can get petty, we are moving in the right direction. So I'm happy to say that. But I also wanted to announce, back to city business, the city of Clearwater recently moved forward with their appraisal process on their own municipal-owned public electric utility. And I thought that was encouraging to know that Duke has responded and they are taking the step to move forward. I think it's inspiring for us as a city government to know that there is an option. And so I look forward to starting our feasibility study process. So thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councilmember Harding.
Thank you, Chair. Two items. One, I had the opportunity yesterday to head out with the St. Pete Police Department on what's known as the Final Mile. If you have not heard of it, if you have not been on it, I don't know where the idea came from. I don't know who supported it originally, but it is probably the single best thing that this city does that no one knows about. If someone passes away at the VA hospital, which is in St. Petersburg, and they have no family whatsoever, the St. Petersburg Police Department, along with several other agencies, and that person will end up being buried in Bradenton at the VA cemetery in Bushnell. We escorted that body all the way to its gravesite. It looked like a presidential visit. There were 18 motorcycle police officers from 4 different jurisdictions. There were 8 police cars, and there is and I apologize, I should have paid closer attention, but there's a group of veterans who ride Harleys, and there are probably 12 of those, and the gentleman who passed away in the hearse. There's a preacher who volunteers and eulogizes the deceased at the Veterans Hospital. They blow taps, and then this giant motorcade goes all the way to Bradenton. The Highway Patrol closed off the interstate, and there is no reason to do this. There is no family to honor. It is simply the right thing to do, and I could not be any more proud of the St. Pete Police Department. I wish that I knew who started this. I wish I knew who supported this and who made this a part of our culture, but I applaud us. It's pretty awesome. That is one. The second thing is I greatly appreciate having and finding mentors in anything that you do. For me, this is new, and so I learned from those who came before me. And on the top of that list today is Deborah Fig Sanders. Thank you for your courage. This is a body of decorum, and when we step outside of that decorum, we become ineffective as a body. Not to mention the fact that we set an example to those who pay attention. We are supposed to be above the fray. We are supposed to be the ones who are able to disagree agreeably and come to consensus. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your words today. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councilmember Driscoll.
Thank you. I want to thank Councilmember Fig Sanders for bringing this to our attention. I typically do not look at my colleagues' public social media pages, just don't have a lot of time for it. And also there's always, like, I always feel like there could be some weird sunshine law thing with that. And seeing this, I do agree with Councilmember Harding that we should be above certain things, and that includes lies. Thinking about last week and how this was brought before us, this new business item, when there already is a new business item that is owned by me, that is sitting on a referral list, waiting to be heard. I could have swatted it down. And looking at this, maybe I should have. But I chose grace. None of my fellow council members thought this agenda item was worth supporting, was what was written, even though I said, if we could unofficially co-sponsor the item, I'm willing to do that. Does that sound like someone who does not support this? Pathetic. I learned my lesson. It's not a sad day for Black history in St. Pete. It's a sad day for District 7 in St. Pete to be represented by someone who lies and makes things up to try to get attention. If just a small bit of that energy was spent on doing good in the community, being noble, being honest, District 7 and the city of St. Petersburg would be better off. But instead we get this, and I'm putting it exactly where it belongs, in the trash. As far as the Lincoln Cemetery item is concerned, I need the city attorney's office to know that I am having a hard time working on this particular new business item of mine because I have real concerns about sunshine law. Because there is another council member who is having conversations with people who get caught in the middle because of sunshine law. And it limits the conversations that I can have. But I want you to know that I am very well aware of what I can and cannot do. And although that is creating a real challenge for me on working on this, I want you to know that I am very, very mindful of the sunshine law and the violations that could be happening right now. My new business item is currently scheduled to be heard in committee in December. I will say that I'm also still waiting to hear from the administration on what the work is that they've been doing because we are not subject to sunshine law. And I would love to have those conversations and have a united approach to honoring this. I also want to bring up that Lincoln Cemetery is not the only item, or not the only cemetery on that item. The Greenwood Cemetery, which is also of historic significance to our city, will also be taken up. I do look forward to talking about that one too. As for the way that we conduct ourselves on and off the dais, I hope that this is a reminder that there are certain standards that we need to be living up to, and that when we choose grace, we're in a better position to do the city's business, get things done, which is exactly why we're all supposed to be here. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councilmember Givens.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to apologize for the circus that just went on up here. Our taxpayers don't pay us to sit up here and to play high school politics.
Here we go.
This is not what we're paid to do. So thank you, Chair.
Councilmember, I was going to stay out of this, but to call what is inbounds a circus is inappropriate, and I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to try to. Councilmember, I have the floor. Thank you. Okay, we're going to reset, and I'd like to end the meeting with a little bit of joy. It's my daughter's 8th birthday today. And
Yes, let's sing to her.
yes,
Yes.
let's sing to Callie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Callie. Happy birthday to you. Council members, thank you very much for that. Callie Gertis, I hope you know I love you deeply.
Yes.
October 2nd, City Council meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.